Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Now, we all know the sales landscape. It's constantly evolving, right? And today we're going to dive deep into a strategy that's not just a good idea.
Yeah,
It's pretty much essential these days. We're talking about team selling, and I've got Nova here with me, a total pro when it comes to navigating those complex sales environments.
you got it.
So for all you sales and revenue leaders out there, get ready to rethink how you approach closing those deals because this is the future of selling.
Totally agree with you there. The lone wolf salesperson, I mean, those days they're fading fast.
Yeah.
It's all about teamwork now, bringing together a powerful team to tackle those really complicated sales.
Okay, so let's break this down a bit. What exactly are we talking about when we say team selling, and why is it so crucial right now?
Well, in simple terms, team selling, it's about getting different experts from your company together and engaging the client as a unit. You can think of it like an all-star team. Each member brings their own unique skills to really meet the client's specific needs. And the reason it's so critical now is because buyers, they're just more sophisticated these days. They expect solutions that are tailored to their individual challenges. They're not falling for those generic sales pitches anymore.
So it's not just about having a bunch of salespeople, tag teaming a client.
No, not at all. This is about strategic collaboration. Imagine you're selling software, let's say, to a large company.
Yeah.
You might have one sales rep who's amazing at building relationships. Then you have a technical expert who can really dive deep into the software's capabilities. And then maybe a financial analyst who can put together a really strong ROI case. Together, they present a really united front, and they can address all of the client's needs from every angle.
That makes a lot of sense, having the right expertise at the right moment. But how does this actually differ from that traditional individual selling approach? We have a table here from our source material that highlights some key differences.
Yeah, there are definitely some key differences. One of the big ones is flexibility. With team selling, you can really adapt to the client's needs as they come up. Let's say a technical question pops up, boom, you've got your expert right there to answer it.
Yeah.
Individual selling can be much more rigid. One person is trying to wear all the hats, and this table also points out that team selling really shines in those complex sales environments. When you're dealing with large companies and multiple decision makers, individual selling is really better suited for simpler transactions.
This is really interesting. It's like the difference between trying to build a house with a single tool versus having a full toolbox at your disposal.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about the benefits. We've got some great points here about, things like enhanced problem solving, improved customer relationships, increased reach, and really making the best use of everyone's skills.
Absolutely. When you bring together a team with diverse perspectives to tackle a problem, you're way more likely to come up with some really creative and effective solutions. Plus, clients feel heard when their concerns are addressed by specialists, and it builds trust and loyalty. Team selling also really expands your reach because each team member brings their own network to the table, which exponentially increases your potential client pool. And finally, it's all about playing to everyone's strengths. You're not asking one person to be a jack of all trades. You're allowing each individual to excel in their area of expertise. It's like assembling the perfect puzzle. Each piece is contributing to the complete picture.
I love that analogy, but let's get practical. What does it actually take to implement team selling effectively?
Right.
And what are the non-negotiables?
Well, you need a strong foundation, and it starts with crystal clear roles and responsibilities. Everyone on the team needs to know exactly what their part is, to avoid stepping on each other's toes and to ensure that things run smoothly. Think of it like a basketball team. Everyone knows their position and how to contribute to the overall game plan.
Makes sense. So no more ambiguity about, who's doing what else is crucial.
Communication, it's really the lifeblood of any team that's going to be successful. You need open channels for sharing information updates and feedback, things like regular team meetings, using collaborative tools, keeping detailed records of your discussions. All of these are really key to making sure everyone is aligned and informed.
It's like having that shared playbook that everyone can access and update,
Yeah.
in real time. What about setting goals?
Definitely. Shared goals, they're like the compass that guides your team. Whether it's revenue targets, customer satisfaction scores, market penetration, whatever it is, everyone needs to be rowing in the same direction. Without that alignment on goals, you're really just a collection of individuals, not a cohesive team.
So it's about establishing that shared vision and making sure everyone understands how their individual efforts contribute to the bigger picture. Now let's talk tech. I imagine CRM systems play a big role here.
Oh, they're absolutely essential. A strong CRM system, it's like the central nervous system of team selling.
Hmm.
And make sure that everyone has access to the same real-time client data, the interaction history feedback. No more digging through emails and spreadsheets. This streamlines communication, makes sure that everyone is interacting with the client in a consistent way, and it provides valuable data for you to track your progress and make informed decisions.
It's like having that single source of truth that empowers the whole team to operate at their best. But staying ahead in sales, it requires more than just technology, right?
You're absolutely right. Ongoing training and development, they're critical. The sales landscape is constantly changing. So you need to make sure that your team is staying sharp by investing in training that covers the latest methodologies, digital tools, customer engagement techniques.
So it's about empowering the team to adapt and thrive in this ever-changing environment. We're talking about really nurturing their skills and knowledge so they can confidently face any challenge that comes their way. What about performance management?
That's a great question. It's essential to have clear metrics for evaluating individual and team performance.
Yeah.
Things like sales targets, client feedback, deal closure rates, and regular feedback sessions, both individually and as a team. Those are crucial for acknowledging achievements and identifying areas for growth. It's all about creating a culture of continuous learning and development.
So it's about fostering that growth mindset where everyone's always looking for ways to improve and learn from each other's experiences.
Yeah.
Now, for those listeners who are already implementing team selling, are there any practical tips for optimizing their current approach?
Absolutely. One thing is to regularly review and refine those roles and responsibilities. As your client needs and market dynamics change, make sure your team structure stays flexible and adaptable. Don't be afraid to adjust roles or even create new ones to address those emerging challenges and opportunities.
So it's about staying ahead of the curve and making sure that your team structure is always aligned with the current reality of the market.
Exactly. And invest in technology that really fosters seamless collaboration. This might include project management tools, communication platforms, even virtual whiteboards for brainstorming sessions. The key is to give your team tools that will help them work together efficiently and effectively no matter where they're located.
So it's about breaking down those geographical barriers and creating a virtual environment where collaboration can really flourish. What about leveraging data?
Yeah, use your CRM to track your team's performance and identify areas where you can improve. Analyze client interaction patterns, win-loss rates, and feedback that you get from both your team and your clients. This data, it's like a gold mine for optimizing your team selling strategy.
It's about using that data to make those informed decisions and constantly fine-tuning your approach.
Mhm.
But beyond the tools and the data, what about that human element?
Don't underestimate the power of team building and fostering a really strong team culture. Remember, team selling it relies heavily on trust, open communication, and a shared sense of purpose. Encourage your team to celebrate wins together, to learn from each other's experiences, and to support each other through challenges. A team that works well together, it's an unstoppable force in any sales environment.
That's such an important point. It's about creating that sense of camaraderie where everyone feels valued, supported, and motivated to contribute their best. Before we wrap up, any final thoughts on team selling for our listeners today?
Team selling, it's not just a trend, it's a fundamental shift in how businesses approach sales in this complex world that we live in. By embracing this collaborative approach, you're not just setting your team up for success, but you're also making sure that your business can better meet the ever-changing needs of your clients.
It's about recognizing that in today's world, we can achieve so much more together than we can alone.
Yeah.
And that's a powerful message, not just for sales, but for all aspects of our lives.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, before we sign off, we always like to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Yeah.
So here's a final thought for you. How can you apply the principles of team selling beyond your sales department? Could this collaborative approach be beneficial in other areas of your business, maybe product development, marketing, customer service?
That's a great question to consider. The principles of collaboration, having diverse skill sets, working towards those shared goals, they can be applied in so many different contexts. It's definitely worth exploring how this approach could transform other parts of your organization.
It's about breaking down silos and really fostering a culture of collaboration across the entire business.
Exactly, because when everyone is working together towards a common goal, the possibilities are truly endless.
It's about harnessing that collective genius of your whole organization. Know that this has been such an insightful deep dive into team selling. For our sales and revenue leaders listening in, what are some immediate actions they can take to start building a more collaborative sales culture?
Well, I think one of the first things you can do is start fostering open communication and breaking down those silos that often exist between different departments. Encourage that cross-functional collaboration where sales teams can easily tap into the expertise of other departments like marketing, product development, customer service.
So it's about creating that unified front, making sure that everyone is in sync, working towards those shared goals.
Exactly. And then invest in some targeted training and development programs that really focus on team selling skills. Give your teams the tools and the knowledge that they need to collaborate effectively, to communicate clearly, and to really leverage each other's strengths.
And don't forget to celebrate those successes along the way. Recognizing and rewarding those team accomplishments, it reinforces the value of that collaboration and keeps
Right.
everyone
Well,
motivated.
absolutely. Celebrating wins both big and small. It's so important for team morale and fostering that sense of shared accomplishment. It creates a really positive and supportive environment, which is really the foundation of any high-performing team.
So to wrap this all up, team selling, it's not just a tactic, it's a mindset shift. It's about embracing that collaboration, leveraging those diverse perspectives, and really working together to achieve those remarkable results.
And remember, building a high-performing team selling culture, it's a journey. It takes continuous learning adaptation and a commitment to fostering a truly collaborative and supportive environment, but the rewards are definitely worth
You'll
it.
see increased sales, stronger relationships with your clients, and a much more engaged sales team.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Nova, thanks so much for joining us on the deep dive today.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, take these insights and start putting them into action. The future of sales is collaborative. So by embracing the power of team selling, you can really unlock those incredible levels of success. Until next time, keep diving deep.